Oh, I forgot to unmute myself. It is a rainy day. It is a rainy day. But hi, hello there. How are you all doing today? I hope you've all had a fantastic day. Hello, hello. We had, oh, we had a day. We had a day. But I will tell you more about it in a little bit. We are doing a twofer tonight. We are going to play a little bit of Elder Scrolls Online with our friend Rhodes. And then we are going to transition and go and start playing Tales of Arise. It's a little different than what I wanted it, what I was planning on doing tonight. But that's okay. Things happen and things change, and that's the best part about it. Especially since apparently I have convinced someone else to start playing Elder Scrolls, so I'm gonna have to get leveled up. It's gonna have to be a thing at this point, so might as well get going on this. But let's go ahead and bring in our friend Rhodes, because that's who we're hanging out with tonight. Say hello, Rhodes.
What's up, gamers? It's your boy, back in action.
I love it. Our youngest is having a little bit of an issue sleeping tonight and cannot figure out what it is that he wants to do with himself. To cuddle with daddy or to cuddle in his bed? That is the question. That is the question we ask ourselves today.
Yeah.
Now it's time for bed after small cuddles. That's okay, daddy.
Why not both?
Why not all? Why not both? Why not all options?
Right?
Why
Why not
stop and
cuddle
choose
with daddy in bed?
Exactly. That's just the question. But we are going to be starting off, like I said, we're going to be playing some Elder Scrolls Online. We're going to continue to help our buddy level up. We're going to be doing all the stuff in Oridon. Once we finish all the stuff in Oridon, I think we're going to be heading on over to Grotwood. Although, do I feel like that's going to happen tonight? Probably not. Probably not. At this point, we will see what the Ricks of Rhodes has in store for us and to play. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Might as well. And voila! There we go. It is beautiful. Ah, it is beautiful.
Are you able to teleport to me?
Well, I halfway did. I didn't finish it, but I halfway did. And for the moment, since you have crown, I'm just gonna run and follow the crown. And just run to you.
Godspeed.
Godspeed. As far as to about my day, today was hard. Today was very hard. I actually ended up not really having like the best day. As far as work-wise. After I got out of work, things improved immensely. And the majority of the things that happened today, I know were out of my control. But, you know, it's just things that happen.
Things be happening, though.
Things do be happening.
I see you.
You do see me. Although, how am I supposed to get over there?
You are below me.
I'll
circle back around so you can find how to get up here.
Yeah, I remember, I know how to kind of get up there, but I don't remember how to get up there. It's been a minute.
Hail, Renicola, this way. I'm being attacked.
I can't help you. You're up there. I'm trying to get up there.
No, I came around so you could get to me now. Oh, I'm gonna die.
You better not.
Palpatine hands.
Palpatine hands. I love it. So, as far as the day goes, I know a lot of that stuff is really out of my control. Like, as much as I would love to sit here and be like, oh man, this, that, and the other, I know it was out of my control. There's really nothing I could do. Today I had my first super, and I mean super, angry customer. Like, oh yay, I leveled! I am now level 49.
Nice!
Yes! As much as I would like to, you know, there are just some things that, you know, at the end of the day, they really get to me. Or they kind of, like, they make me feel bad. So when things are just outside of my control, or things that I can't fix or resolve on my own, and then I start getting yelled at for it, really, really, really gets to me sometimes. Essentially what the person I was speaking with today wanted was, they wanted me to change something that I just was not able to, because essentially, while yes, they own the business, they don't, well, while they own the business, they don't own the account. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So in that respect, there's like nothing I can do. You know, I have to talk to the person who owns the account. And
Right.
they just didn't like that. They didn't like that idea at all, and so they started yelling and screaming at me about it.
I'm sorry, bud.
Uh, it's like, it's not okay. It really makes me sad that, you know, um, adults act this way.
I know, right? So dumb.
You know, and especially like business owners, you expect business owners to behave in such a manner. But you know what? So far, in my time working in this field, I have found that they throw the way bigger temper tantrums than like my kids.
Like
Which is,
developers, you eventually start acting more childlike as you get older.
I feel like that is incredibly accurate. And you know, I did my best, you know, and I tried to de-escalate the situation, but there are just some times when you're just not able to de-escalate them in any way, shape, or form. And then at that point, it starts becoming uncivil.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you know, what do you do in that situation? What do you do?
Yeah.
And then you have to look up, you know, what your policies are that are in place that discuss uncivil like behavior and how to handle those situations and what to do about those situations.
It's hard to really say, you know?
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not. And you know what, as a grown person, if you are so willing to scream, and I seriously mean that, scream about something that cannot be changed just because you don't want to do something in that moment, or the person that you're working with can't do in that moment, and your only resort is to scream at them, like, it really makes me wonder, should you be in business?
Honestly, you're not wrong.
Like, if that's your resort, how would your business partners view that interaction? How would your family members, how would your partner, how would your children view it? Like, if you're that comfortable with screaming at people like that over something they physically cannot change or control, should you be in business? I think not. Are you done in this area?
I was just waiting to talk to this lady.
Oh, you can go right ahead and talk to her. Can anyone give me 1 million gold, pretty please? Oof, that's a hard pass. Hard pass, buddy. Hard pass. Hard pass.
Oh, I can't complete the quest because my inventory is full.
Oh
Crap.
no. Hard pass, buddy. I have a pizzazz for you.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. But you know, it's like at the end of the day, like, and I get it too, like the circumstances behind why they were feeling those feelings, like I can completely understand. And you know, and I said to them, you know, I was like, your feelings are completely valid, and like I would likely be feeling the same way in your shoes, you know, and like granted, no, do I understand that completely, but I mean, like, considering the circumstances that were detailing this event and why he was reaching out to begin with, you know, everybody has experienced something similar.
Mhm.
Everyone has. I don't think I've ever met somebody that has not experienced something similar in their life. And I'm just kind of like, okay. And because it was my first, right? So the first is always the worst. And so I started crying really bad. I started crying. I called Croton and was like, Croton, my heart, I'm not okay. So to make me feel better, Croton decided to come home and surprise me with chocolate to make me feel better. Because then after that, I had like the whole day was just really, really rough. So that was the first really negative interaction I had. The second interaction is then I have to, essentially with those kinds of tickets, I have to close them a certain way. But I'm not allowed to close them a certain way without like a team lead or a coach or just someone of authority. Like they're okay. I'm not allowed to. Well, currently, although I'm really happy about it, my team lead is out of the office at the moment, which I'm super glad. Like they definitely deserve a break. Like I'm super glad that they do, that they took the time, because you should take as much time as you can physically get. Problem. The person that they said that they were like, oh, hey, you know, go ahead and reach out to this person if you have any trouble. Well, they apparently decided not to respond to anybody within my team.
Oh, lovely.
So after directly messaging them twice and then emailing them, CCing my current team lead, still nothing was said, nothing was done, and nobody was addressed to. And not just me, it was like a couple of us that really needed like a somebody of authority to kind of be like, hey, this is what I need you to do with this.
Man, I would go bless that person. You know?
So that was the second kind of, granted not as bad, but the second negative interaction I had today. And the third one was less on the person and more of like the process. So as far as workflow is concerned, sometimes it really just bothers me as like, and I understand I'm bottom of the rung at this point. I'm, you know, first level of support, I guess you could say. So I understand there has to be processes and workflows and measures in place to kind of keep everyone in check. That part does not bother me. What bothers me is when it takes forever in order to get those workflows initiated. Not even like, you know, finished and complete and fully resolved, or at least best next
Right.
steps. Like initiated. And it took an hour for a workflow to get initiated for this one issue that I had to deal with. And it's like that person had to reach out. I had to reach out to my next rung up. They had to
Uh-huh.
reach out to their next rung up, who then had to reach out to their next rung up, as far as I understand the workflow. And I'm just sitting there like, why is that such a necessary step? Like, I'm sure if it was explained to me, I probably would be like, okay, that makes sense. But like, for the issue that I was dealing with, like, why is that not why is that a workflow? Why is it that like the
Yeah.
next person I reached out to, like, why can't they reach out directly to that team? That like,
Yep.
you know, in order to like get the process initiated faster. And
Yeah.
it's
That's fine.
I shouldn't have been on the phone for an hour today. And then I felt bad because like the person I was on the phone with, I was on the phone with them for an hour. And our policy is we're supposed to kind of reach back out and kind of just either sit there and have a conversation with the person that we're talking to, or we place them on hold. I don't like placing people on hold. I like having a conversation with them. But the problem is that sometimes that just doesn't work because they just don't want to be talked to. Understandably, like they're reaching out for an issue. They don't want to talk about what their plans are for the weekend. They don't want to sit there and like have a discussion about like their kids and things like that. They don't really want to have those discussions. They have a problem and they want it resolved, and like I get it. But like at the same time, also having the same reach out policy of, hey, you need to check in with them every 30 minutes, I feel like is a bit ridiculous. Like, can you imagine? So I had to essentially have the same person on hold for like 30 to 45 minutes, and I felt really bad, but there was nothing I could do. Like, I can't just force the process to move. Like I said, I reached out to one person, they reached out to another, and they reached out to another. So like, you know, we have 4 different people working on this one issue, which I really think just could have maybe involved 3, but we had to have 4. And so, you know, it's like, what you really want me to sit there every 3 minutes? Every 3 minutes just to check in with them, be like, hey, I don't have your issue resolved yet, nor do I have any kind of update for you, but I just want you to know I'm still here with you.
Yup. Been there, dude. That sucks.
Like, how annoying is that? Like, no, I don't really want to talk to you unless you have some kind of resolution for me. So you know what I did? I'm probably going to get in trouble for it. I can almost guarantee it. I reached out like every 10 minutes because like, why am I going to sit there and reach out every 3 minutes? Like,
Do they
that's...
monitor each call?
Oh, I'm sure they do. Especially since I'm new, they're going to be extra listening to my stuff. So this is my first day in production, and it went downhill from the moment I clocked in this morning.
Wow.
To the moment I left. And honestly, like, I could have worked like a 4x10 shift, but I decided to work an 8x5 shift. So it was like, okay, you know, that means I work 9 to 5:30, which is not bad. You know, it gives me some time to spend with the kids after I get out of work. I'm working almost similar hours to Croton. You know, there is like 2 hours off, but still, that's not bad. And then, you know, I get to kind of leisurely come over and start stream and do my whole thing. And I can just kind of do this in a very, you know, relaxed fashion. I don't have to sit here and like stress it, which was great. And so I decided to kind of do all that. Well, and then I noticed today I was getting out of work kind of late, which again is not that big of an issue, but it makes me really appreciative of the fact that I chose this particular shift. Just so that way I didn't run into an instance where like I'm getting out of work super late.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, what are you doing down there? Did you mean to fall down there?
Yeah, because the next quest is over there.
Okay, let's go. I'm so glad you have discovered my way of, like, running around places.
Parkour.
Parkour. But, also ended up finding out today some wonderful news. So I had my first call, right? My first negative interaction, which was horrendous. My second interaction, although was not bad, was also not equally good, and I shall tell you why. The person I was on the phone with was like, "Hey," I was like, "Hey, how you doing? Like, are you having a good day? Like, what are you guys up to?" And the person I was talking to was like, "Oh yeah, I'm having a great day. Only one little bit of bad thing though that's happening so far." And I was like, "Oh yeah, what's that?" And he goes, "Oh, well, there's a hurricane coming." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, what?" And he goes, "Yeah, there's a hurricane coming." And I went, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah." I was like, "Where are you located?" Thinking maybe, hopefully not Florida. He goes, "I'm in Florida." And I went,
Son
"Great."
of a.
And he goes, "Yeah, where are you located?" And I go, "I'm located in Florida." And he goes, "Oh, well, guess what?" And I said, "What?" And he said, "There's a hurricane coming." And I went, "Great." Great. So after seriously negative interaction, although my conversation with him was very pleasant. Actually, I keep wish I could have talked to him all day long. It was just that pleasant. Um, he sits there and tells me, "Oh, well, guess what? We have a hurricane coming." And I went, "Great. This is going to destroy my plans for the weekend, isn't it?" um, so that's going to be a boatload of fun. But then I
I thought it was just
contacted
a tropical storm that was off the coast.
Well, okay, so it is a tropical storm. They're projecting it to be a hurricane category 1, which again is not that bad. Comparatively speaking, it's not that bad. But still, it's still a hurricane regardless. Like, there's nothing I can do. It's a hurricane. So, more so, I was concerned, although I was planning on keeping it as a somewhat surprise. So, Sunday, I will not be streaming on Sunday. I will not be playing. I will not be doing anything. Reason. So we have our local fair coming up. And,
Oh,
yep, and we have not gone to a fair in a long time. And I have to be honest, I'm very apprehensive about this. Reason. Reason, my kids are very young. My kids are young, and I'm worried that they're not going to have a good time. First off.
mm.
Most important reason why I'm concerned. Um, in recent years, there has been many accidents involving fair rides. One of them resulting, at the very least that I know of, that particular one resulting in a death of a child. And I am terrified that that's going to be one of my kids.
Mm.
Granted, do I really project any of my kids of wanting to get on those types of rides? No, I don't. But at the same time, you think, oh yeah, they've got to do like rigorous checks on these rides and making
Nope.
sure that they're safe, for the people that are going to be going on it. No, they don't. And in recent years, it's becoming very apparent about how unsafe fair and carnival rides truly are. And I'm so worried that at some point that might be one of my kids, and I really don't want it to. And of course, some people would say, "Oh, if you just, you can't keep them locked up in a bubble." And I'm like, "No, I can't." Which is why we're going to the fair on Sunday. So as much as my little Rani heart is very apprehensive about the whole situation, I'm still going to go because I can't keep them locked up in a bubble. As much as I would love to. Because they're my babies.
Yeah, it's because you're a good mom.
Yeah,
You care.
so I'm praying for good things, and I'm sure they'll be fine. But they're also my babies, and I just don't want anything to happen to them. And I don't think that's ridiculous. I don't.
Definitely not. Not ridiculous.
But because of this, so
Yeah.
we have family that's going to be coming and hanging out with us. We're all going to go. And keep in mind, like I said, this is the first time we've gone to a fair in years. I plan on buying like 2 wristbands, like one for my oldest and one for either myself or Croton. Most likely Croton. Most likely. I have a feeling he's going to want to ride the rides versus myself. And, you know, it's so hilarious because I'm one of those people where, you know, you see all the time online all the time, where they're like, why is it the dads have to stay by the strollers all the time? Me, I'm more than willing to stay by the strollers. I'm okay with it, I promise. I promise I'm okay with staying by the strollers and just sitting there watching you have fun. I'm okay with that. I might get on like one or two myself, especially if I have an opportunity to go with Croton.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like, I'm totally okay with staying by the strollers. I don't have to get on the ride. I'm totally okay with that.
Mrs.
Like,
Ricks, me too.
I'm sorry?
Mrs. Ricks says me too.
See, this is why Mrs. Ricks and I are friends. Because she understands me. I don't know if any of my sisters are going to be coming up with my dad. My dad is definitely coming up. I confirmed that today. Which, granted, of course, anything can change between now and the end of the week. But he will be coming up. Possibly one of my sisters might be coming. I don't know. My mom is definitely not coming because my mom does not travel anymore. And not because she doesn't want to, but because she is very sick.
I'm sorry.
Oh, and it's okay. She has vertigo, like a very bad case of vertigo. So anytime she like gets in a moving vehicle, if she's in the moving vehicle for long periods of time, you know, it's like her world starts spinning uncontrollably. And I always feel bad because it's really debilitating for her. So the only time like I could see my mom or like the kids can see my mom is if we make the trek down there. And I would this time, but the the fare that is there, is not there until January. It doesn't come to their neck of the woods until January.
Hmm.
So that's why we're going. Also, we have other friends and family joining us, so it just kind of made sense. Like, hey, y'all come up here, which is totally fine. I'm good with that. Good with that idea.
You ready to go to a new place?
Are you ready to go to Groutwood?
To Groutwood. Where's that?
What place are you thinking about going to?
The Windy Glade Way Shrine.
The Windy Glade.
Don't think I'm going to make it.
In the south.
There. Okay, found it. It took me a second. I found it. Okay, let's go. But it'll be great. It'll be fun. It'll be lots of fun. I will get to spend some good time with my dad. Maybe
Yeah.
one of my sisters. I'll get to spend some good time with some other family. It'll be great.
Which sister's gonna be there? Is it gonna be Aki-chan?
I don't think so. I don't think Aki's going to want to be out in the sun after she gets her tattoo.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And Aki is not really one, granted neither is my dad, but more so for Aki. She's not really one for very large crowds, and at that point we are going to be a very large crowd. There's going to be at that point, let's see, the
Found
five
a lore
of
book.
us. Cool. The 4, 5, 4, 2, 3. Hold on. The 5 of us, 4 of them, one of my 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So there probably is going to be at that point 14 of us.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like I said, I know
The
that's
whole
gonna be a
plan showing.
no, not the whole clan. No, not at all. It's just that I feel like that's gonna be a lot for Aki to deal with at one time, and I don't wanna make them uncomfortable,
Totally
you know.
cool.
So anytime that Aki comes up here, I like to try to make sure that it's just like a
Low
one-on-one
key.
interaction. Yeah, just because like even around the kids is a lot for Aki. Not that that's
Mm,
a bad thing. It's just kind of what it is. Um, and I want to make sure that Aki is comfortable because I like it when Aki comes and hangs out, and I don't want I don't want her to not want to come because things are always so hectic. So
right.
I try to make sure that ooh, how to prepare slaughterfish. I just want to make sure that she's happy and comfortable and not overwhelmed. Aki is very important to me.
That's very sweet of you.
Thank you. Mudcrab, I am sorry, but you must perish. Thank you. You looked at me funny. Was not appreciative of that. Um, but that's kind of the plan for the weekend. Oh, of course, you know, Aki is always welcome to come. I also don't want to overwhelm Aki either. So if a sister is going to come, it will be likely Madison. And in that case, she'll probably bring my future brother-in-law at this point. Which
Wow.
means if that happens, then we'll be 15.
Wow.
Yep.
The
if
clan
they
grows.
um so it'll be 3 on Croton's side of the family, 3 on at most 3 on my side of the family, and 4 that is a family friend. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of us, and then of course there's 5 of us. So that's a lot. It's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I don't expect like my dad or anybody to spend the night, so that'll be good.
It's a whole crowd.
It is. It's a whole crowd. Mostly just because this is going to be happening on Sunday, and I know like my dad and my sister are they're both each gonna have work slash school. Because I know my dad he doesn't have to work at his age anymore. I know he wants to work, which, you know, it makes me happy that he wants to. I wish he would relax, but he doesn't want to, and I want to respect those wishes. So. He says he would be bored.
And for some people, I'm sure that's true. I just don't think that'll ever be me.
You know what, I feel like that shouldn't be my dad. Mostly just because I feel like if he had the extra time, I feel like he would fill the extra time with doing things that maybe he wants to do, like, you know, wake up. Granted, I know he's an early bird, but wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning and do whatever he wants to do, and then go out and hang out with like his friend and do wood turning, you know, for hours and hours and hours on end, or go and get lost in like a museum for, you know, hours and hours and hours, like whatever he'd want to do. Or, you know, I mean, hey, could always come up here and spend like a week up here and spend time with the kids. I mean,
Oh no, not the grandbabies.
not the grandbabies. But I'm sure I'm sure if he had the time, I'm sure he would fill it with something. Because, like, he's done that for his weekends at this point. Like, usually at this point, like, I have to plan with him a couple weeks in advance just to be like, hey, Dad, I'd like to hang out with you 3 weeks from now. Is that okay? And while my dad, of course, never tells me no, because of course he wants to spend time with me. But sometimes there is still like that off chance if he's like, oh man, I already had something planned for that weekend. I'm doing this. And I'm like, oh no, Dad.
Dang it.
But I'm glad though. I'm glad that he's staying busy. I'm glad he's staying in good shape for a man of his quote unquote age. He's really keeping good care of himself, and that makes me happy. Because I would like
Good.
to keep him around forever. I want to be old and gray when he decides that it's time to kick the bucket. Although I'm already graying, and I'm not okay with that. Yeah, imagine my surprise when Croton was like, hey, you've got gray hair. And I'm like, oh, like one gray hair? And he's like, no! The whole underside of your hair is gray. And I'm like, no, it's not. It is not. No, I'm not even 30. And he says, no, it is. And he takes a picture, and like the whole underside of my head is like graying really bad.
You.
My husband
And I'm-
brings about. Get it.
You hear Mrs. Ricks?
No, I did not.
I've been starting to get gray hair since I was 12. But
I'm not
gray,
alone!
white hair. And my natural color is like a pretty dark brown, so it's noticeable.
I'm not alone, and that makes me so happy. I know that's terrible for you.
My kids at school like, your hair's getting sparkly again, and I'm like, shush.
There's no need to
Go.
talk about that, young one.
Colored now.
There's no need to shame me about it.
But although I talked to Aki about this, and Aki says that the reason why this happens is because apparently it's very normal for people in my family to gray early, which is wonderful to hear. That
Just
this is
means you're
expected.
related.
Yeah, you know what? I can't deny being my dad's child anymore. Granted, I never did, but that's not the point here. The point is I can't deny it. My mom always liked to kid around with my dad and go, well, you can't deny them. They've got your toes. And now I can say I can't deny it because I grayed early in my life like my father. Which was a surprise for me to find out the vast majority of my life, my dad colored his hair. Because of how much gray would go in his hair. And I'm sitting there like, what? It was to the point, so my parents started dating, and my mom would tease my dad and call him Grandpa. Because
Oh
of
my
how
God.
much gray there was in his hair, because he grayed so early in life.
Sarah gets mad at me because I don't have very much.
He's starting to get some. He used to not have any until very recently. Now he has like 2. So, vindication.
2, I will be mad on your behalf. 2, the whole underside of my head froze.
I'm gonna be a silver fox.
You are.
Oh, I believe it.
Eventually.
Sometime.
He'll have that salt and pepper look, and you're just gonna be sitting there going, "Oh yeah, that's my husband."
That's my man.
I'm already feeling that same way about Croton, and he found his like first like real gray hair the other day, not like one in his beard, but like one in his hair, and he started freaking out.
Nah, dude, that's a wisdom hair.
That's a wisdom hair. He's like, look at this! Look at what you did to me! You stressed me so
Look at
bad!
this stuff. Isn't it neat?
neat? Look at all this gray hair to make you complete. Wouldn't you say I'm a man who has wisdom hair?
Hell yeah.
Oh boy. I need a life.
Sounds like you got one, friend.
Sounds like it. My bear baby. Ooh. Yep. So that's the plan for this weekend. I'm
It
still
sounds like
planning
fun,
on.
yeah.
It's gonna be good fun. I'm excited. Um, I told Connor though, because recently he's been kind of taking advantage of the fact that I have been kind of busy with work and I'm not able to kind of get on his butt like how I would like to ideally. You're looking this way. Come this way, Rhodes. I know where you're trying to go. Come this way.
Okay.
Um, so, uh, wow, totally lost my train of thought. Rhodes, you distracted me!
Connor.
Taking advantage.
Thank you. Connor taking advantage of the fact that I've been very busy with work and has been very lax on his school and has been trying very hard, you know, not to have to do it during the week. So during the weekend, he's, you know, we have to really catch up. And I'm like, you know, we have to really get on this. And he's like, okay. And then he fights with me the entire time. And I know a lot of that has to do with the ADHD. A lot of it has to do with the fact that he's 8 and he doesn't want to do schoolwork. I get it. But he doesn't realize the consequence of said actions.
Right.
And although I tried to tell him said consequences of actions, he's like, Mom, I don't believe you. I'm going to continue acting this way because I don't want to do it.
You could say he has 8 DHD.
That's great, Rose. Not inaccurate, though. So,
You see me spell
you know,
waving?
I told...
You're
I
so
see.
proud.
I am very proud. I am extremely proud. Don't, like I said, don't worry about... Oh my gosh! The way this person died. They're stuck in their chair. They're halfway in the chair, halfway out of the chair. Look at him.
Wow. He died as he lived.
In a chair.
Part of the chair.
I am the chair.
I am chair?
Chair I am. So, I told him, I said, look, this is what's happening this weekend. This is what's going to be going on. These are the people that are going to be coming. Are you okay with not having to see them and interact with them because you and I will stay home while they go off and have fun? I truly don't mind. And his response was, no, Mom, no. And I go, okay, well, I guess you're not gonna fight with me, you know, this week about doing your schoolwork, huh? No, Mom, no. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. To be fair, he did do a good chunk of work today, and honestly, I'm really proud of that.
Good for him.
But then he got distracted, of course.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he is 8.
Indeed.
Indeed. But hopefully
check
he won't
make
give me
sure.
too much trouble. Oh yeah, definitely check. Check all of the stuff.
Because that, the bookcase in the back there gave me,
Dare me to jump? You dare me to
You can
jump?
jump. You can jump if you want to.
I can leave my friend behind, but if you don't jump and if you can't jump, well then, I guess I'm gonna die.
Prepare healing skills.
I survived!
Wow. With like lots of health too.
Oh my gosh, I survived! I survived that. How did I do that?
Ooh, I leveled up again.
How did I survive that? Oh
It's a
my god.
little shocking, not gonna lie.
Right?
You want to go to bed at 10:30 or 11? 11. Okay.
It's your birthday.
Woo!
Croton likes
All
to
you gotta do
say
is recycle. Gosh, sorry up.
all the time that I have a weird dumb luck with surviving things.
Hmm.
I feel like that is a truth right there.
Next time he
Weird.
says that, look him straight in the eyes, leave a small pause, and say, "Dumb skills, husband. Dumb skills."
I like that. Oh no, what happened? A storm surge warning is in effect for this area. Oh, that's good to know. Okay. Apparently we are under like a storm surge. Wonderful. That's great to know.
You guys are in such a safe place. Totally not worried about you at all.
So yes but no. We're actually in storm surge area. We're on like the outer skirts of it, mind you. But if this at that point tropical storm / Hurricane Ian has proven anything, it is that we are not untouchable.
Truth.
We are not untouchable. Because it could have gone really badly for us. Could have lost a lot. Like a lot of the other apartments did. Some of them, they had water inside of their apartments. I was one of the lucky ones. I only lost power, which was still horrible in and of itself.
Mm-hmm. Huh? You lost AC and internet as well.
Well, yeah, I lost power. And then when I finally got power, I realized that I no longer had internet. As far as, you think, oh, okay, I'm going to be able to turn that back on once the power gets on. Nope, that's not how that worked. That is not how that worked. Instead, what you end up finding out is, no, your internet service provider is going to be down for an extra week.
Yay,
Yay. And then you miraculously get your internet back like a day before you expected to. Then you're like, oh, okay, this will be fine, this will be great. And then you find out, nope, because the AC is going to break at the same time.
Yay.
Isn't it great? But hopefully, now that the AC has been like super extra fixed, maybe I won't have that issue again. Maybe.
Rani, I ran away.
I saw that.
Okay,
I was already
just want to
coming
make
up behind
sure.
I was watching The Crown. That's why I didn't ask for The Crown, so I could watch you run. Because if I watch The Crown is true. The Crown leads you to where the crown is due. The Crown.
Look at what I found.
Look at what I see. Isn't it neat? It's a crown that shows where Rose is heading. Wouldn't
I
you
like that.
think
That was
I'm a
good.
Magsork? Not a Magsork. I'm a Warden. I lied. Who likes to fall down cliffs today? Oh, look! You found the seaside scarp camp.
Think we can two-man it?
Seaside scarp camp. Lord, I need to learn how to English. We can certainly try it. I don't see why not. Just be careful. Two things. Come back here. He first likes to do these AoE damages. So stay out of the ring of fires. The ring of fires. Anyway. About halfway through the fight, he's gonna summon a skeletal friend. The skeletal friend is not your friend. The skeletal friend is mean friend.
Oh.
And is not fun. Skeletal friend is not fun to play with. Once skeletal friend is about halfway through their life, they will also start. I don't know if it's the skeletal friend that does it or if it's him that does it, but there will be tiny skeletal friends and lots of those tiny skeletal friends that will come out of the woodworks and go, "Hey, I want to play too." So, lots of AoE damage. So not single target damage, but lots of like, "Hey, I can hit a lot of stuff at the same time." Damage.
Tickle fingers.
Tickle finger. Okay.
Okay.
One thing, eat your brains. Eat your brains. Yes, chat, I did just say eat your brains.
I don't see any more brains.
How many did you lose?
I don't know.
You should have had like 5 of them left. Rose, what did you do with the brains?
I don't know.
Are they not in your slottable items?
No.
Do you have any crown fortifying meals?
Yeah, I just ate one.
Good, okay. So we at least have that. Alright, let's get to it. For the queen! Oh, I totally lied about our friend here. Hello, Mr. Skeleton. How are you doing today?
Skeleton.
I was not prepared for you, Mr. Skeleton. I lied about when you would spawn. I apologize. Decided to prove me wrong and say, nope, we are not going to go by what you said. Ready?
Ridiculous.
You are ridiculous.
Ow. Oh, I am almost out of magic.
That would be a great time to use one of your potions.
Potions? How do I use potions mid-battle?
You hit on the button.
The what now?
Hit a button.
You know, I believe you.
And he's gone.
Okay, that one's down. Now we need to fight this skeleton.
Ah, so it is skeleton friend that decides to go, hey, I have friends and you should meet them.
Tickle fingers.
Tickle
Tickle fingers.
Tickle fingers.
Okay, tickle fingers gone.
Come on, my bears. Hop, hop, cheerio. Careful, you're standing in AoE.
I'm super good.
man. Air high five. Hooah! And you did it!
Yeah.
Congratulations, Rhodes. And you didn't really even, like, lose any health for that. Not that I noticed
had to heal
anyway.
myself for sure. Had to heal
Good
myself a
job.
bunch. There's a lore book right here.
I have actually, so today, before I started work, I decided to come into the game and said, well, I'm going to look for all of the lore books in Oridon, and I did.
Love it.
So
Let's get out
my
of the spawn area.
good idea. So my map is complete.
Nice.
Thank
I'm
you.
close. I have everything except for the books.
Cool, and that's something you could also do while you know we're not hanging out together. You could do that. Would you like to go to Groutwood?
Sure. Where's Groutwood?
So we need to go to a way shrine. Let's go. Skywatch. You have to go to Skywatch first. If I remember correctly about where your quests are.
Well, there's the Great Tree,
Mm-hmm.
and there should also be a few other quests here, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you have other quests here? Well, wait, what are they? So do you have the main quest, and then do you have like, and maybe
I have
more
Return
guild
to the
quests?
Mages Guild
Okay.
and Anchors from the Harbor.
Okay. So those two are things that you kind of have to do on your own. Granted, I can
Okay.
help you with it a little bit, but really not that much. Most of that has to be done by yourself. It's mostly solo quests.
Okay.
Your main quest is going to be a solo quest as well. I can't help with that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know. It's not fun. It's not fun. But we can do the Great Tree.
Whee! Okay.
Which will send us to Grotwood, which is where I currently am. Although I am quite a bit areas as far as quests ahead of you. It's not gonna be good. You're heading to Skywatch, right?
Yes.
Ooh, I just cracked my back.
In a good way?
Yeah. Yeah, I moved my back in a certain way so that I can crack like the upper parts of my back or my shoulder. Ugh, excuse me. Ugh,
Yeah, how
and
dare
I
you.
did not sleep well last night.
Oh, man.
Either. I know. ADHD decided, hey, we're not gonna allow you to sleep today. So I was up every 2 hours. So while anxiety was keeping Croton up all night, ADHD was keeping Rani up. It was great.
Yay.
Yay for ADHD.
You fought the
Yay for
agents of Marines
anxiety.
Dagon and won.
ADHD.
It's great. Oh, are you gonna drink with her?
What?
Let me know. Let me know if you decide to drink with her.
With who?
When you get to that part, you'll know.
Okay. Should I start the quest with Captain Jamila?
Yeah. Absolutely. He's so handsome back there. He decided to cut his beard, and I'm so sad.
I think it looks good.
I mean, he looks handsome, of course, but he could look handsome while just he could look handsome just by staring. By me staring at him. Where is that?
This?
I need 11k in order to do that. Oh, y'all. Oh, I'm not trying to get rid of my soul gems. Holy moly. That would not have been good.
Yes, I'm gonna drink with her.
Yes! Good man, Rhodes. Good man.
Why did it spawn me over here? This is so random.
You got drunk. Very drunk.
Oh boy.
Extremely drunk.
I like it.
You like it. Ooh, I just spent 11k.
On what?
A backpack upgrade. Take like 2 gold out of my bank. Okay, gold. Not like I need anything. Where are you going now?
To the captain. She said, come to me.
Where is that? Are you trying to go to Vocal Guard?
Yeah.
Don't run all the way there. Take the wish shrine, you silly. Did you forget about the wish shrine?
No.
Yes, you did. You forgot.
That would be ridiculous. Who forgets about waste rides? Nope, not me. That's crazy talk.
Not the Ricks of Rhodes.
No.
I think it is the Ricks of Rhodes.
Maybe. We'll see.
Oh my gosh. I hope that if all of a sudden we hear Croton yelp, it is strictly and purely based on the fact that Asher is apparently attacking his feet.
Oh my gosh.
So are you the type of person that dares to lay their feet on? Oh my gosh, I know that person. I know that person in the chat. Okay. Anyway. Are you the type of person that would dare, and I mean dare, lay your feet?
Lay my feet.
Does it really say Tales of Arise? I changed it! Ah! Oh no. Thank you for that resubscription! 7 months in a row! Holy heckin' hand grenade! What? It does say Tales of Arise. It does say Tales of Arise. You are absolutely correct. It does say Tales of Arise. It definitely says Tales of Arise. And emo only? No, don't tell me that. Oh my gosh. The streamer never knows how to stream, I swear. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. I'm sorry, chat. Better. That's good. I don't know what you guys would do with me. Oh my gosh. Hello, Kevin. Hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for that subscription. How did you like the new alert? I didn't see it playing. Take us to Captain Jamila.
You there.
Ooh.
How would you like
The
to
new
do
what?
something
Sorry, the
worthwhile?
new alert. I had a new alert. So I made new alerts for stream. And I have Discord in my ear from people I know and knew well. No worries, no worries. You'll have to just listen out for it next time. That's just for my sub? Yeah, for your sub. Yeah, I have new ones. There was no alert. Yes,
It's
there
good to
was
see you, friend.
absolutely
You will
nothing
always
popped up. What do
have
you
a
mean
place
nothing
aboard
popped
the
up?
Prowler.
No, what do you mean nothing popped up? Hold on. Yeah, see it right there. Right there. I just saw it.
Stream
It
says
was
Tales
definitely
of
there.
Arise.
It was definitely there. It was definitely there. Look at stream. It's not. What do you... What? No, it's not. Hold on. Let me try it again. What? No, you can't
Stream
see
says
it?
Tales of Arise.
Why is it popping up? Oh, now it did? Okay. Okay. I didn't see it. I didn't see it, so I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. Did it do it? Well, at least now you can hear it. That's all that matters. Now you can hear it.
Stream says Tales of Arise.
There it is. Okay, I see it. I see it. I see it. Okay, I'm happy. I see it. Oh, did you get sent off on over to Grotwood?
I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You were busy. It's okay.
You are on the boat. You're on a
Is
boat.
on a boat.
You're on a boat. Take a good hard look at Rick's on the boat. Yeah. He's on a boat. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
on a boat. Take
Yeah.
a good hard look at Rick's on the boat.
I'm
I
on
tried
that
last
Xerox. I'm making copies on the deck. Yeah. I am with my flippy floppies.
Rose. I love it. Welcome to Grotwood, home of the Bosmers, which are wood elves. And remember, friends, wood elves are cannibals. They will eat you.
Oh, oh.
They are my favorite people. I am waiting for you, Rhodes.
Is Jamila safe to talk to, or should I talk to other people?
You can talk to her. That's totally fine. Just if they give you the opportunity to go, hey, let's go somewhere, you go, hey, how about no? We're staying in Grotwood.
She says that Haven's under attack.
Haven is under attack. What will the Ricks of Rhodes do now that he knows that Haven is under attack?
I've got fireball.
We've got fireballs.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to Grotwood, the home of the Great Tree and the Bosmer people and the cannibals. You're gonna like it here.
Jackdaws. Pirates again.
Pirates. Oh, a pirate's life for me. It's funny, I was a pirate brunch for Halloween. And for all of you asking if I took a picture of my outfit, the answer is no, I didn't. Because Rani take a picture of things? Absolutely not. I'm so bad about it. For somebody who is into content creation and would like to, you know, do more with content creation, I am terrible at making content. It is a curse. I blame Rhodes.
Hell yeah. Bugs.
They are bugs. Remember, the Bosmer people here follow the Green Pact. And the Green Pact...
I heard that when we were in the last place, but they never told me exactly what that was.
So, I will give you... let's see.
Are you going to give me the penny tour?
I am. I will tell you all about the Green Pact. Because the green pact, I think, is really, really interesting to know. After I... So the conditions for following the green pact... Oh, I am lagging a little bit. It's because I have this thing on. Okay, hold on. Where is my phone? There's my phone. Found my phone. We are good. Okay, hold on. I will tell you all about the green pact. You can go on ahead. It's totally okay.
Okay. There's quests and stuff I could pick up.
Absolutely, and I would highly recommend doing it. So the green pact. So the known conditions of the green pact are as follows. You are only allowed to consume meat-based products. Prohibits the use of wood or other vegetable I can't talk. Derivative.
Derivative?
Derivative?
Yes, derivative. As building materials, you are forbidden to harm trees and plant life for their own betterment. Forbidden to smoke anything of a vegetable nature. You are forbidden to alter their physical forms. Part of the Green Pact is the meat mandate, which dictates that a fallen enemy must be eaten completely before 3 days pass. Another portion of the Green Pact is the tradition of the pack hostage, which helps to ensure equal treatment in a contract between unequal partners, such as a contract between a mage and a villager. If the more powerful party does not fulfill their end of the bargain, then the pack hostage will be served to them as atonement. Yeah.
So what do they
Yeah.
get for being in the pact? I'm confused.
So the effect that it has on their entire culture. The Green Pact has impacted Bosmeri cuisine, combat weaponry, and construction. The Bosmer have developed methods of fermenting meat and milk to develop powerful alcoholic beverages, and their weapons, such as bows, are often made of treated and shaped bones. Bosmer are also dependent on either stone or imported timber for construction purposes. The Bosmer were religiously carnivorous and cannibalistic as a result of the Green Pact. This has led to changes in approaches to combat, such as fasting and planning family feasts following a battle. So that's all about as far as what it means to be part of the Green Pact. Now, as far as what's going on as far as the specific lore behind it, as I quickly fight this Horber. However, I don't like you. I'm in the middle of talking. Thank you. I will come up here and I will plant myself on my throne. So, the Bosmer believe in Ifray. Ifray took the ooze, which is essentially kind of like, as far as Croton has always told me, this is actually, take that back. This is part of a lore entry that you do find. But Ifray took the ooze and ordered it. First, she told of the green, the forest, and all of the plant life in it. She gave the green the power to shape itself as it willed, for it was her first tale. The elves were Ifray's second tale. As Ifray spun the story, the elves took the form they have today. Ifray gave them the power to tell stories, but warned them against trying to shape themselves or the green. Shifting and the destruction of the forest were absolutely forbidden. Instead, Ifray commended the wood elves to the green so that they might ask the green to provide them with shelter and a safe passage. And as long as they respected the green, it would obey. So essentially, part of what they get here is the fact that if they need houses to be built, things like that, the forest around them will make their houses for them. So as we start running through Grot Wood, you'll be able to see that more in detail. The Green Pact, also known as the Treaty of Frond and Leaf, is a strict code upheld by many of the Bosmer of Valenwood. It is said to have guided their existence since the beginning of the Great Story. Its rules are clear. Do not harm the forests of Valenwood. Do not eat anything made from plant life. Eat only meat. When enemies are conquered, their meat must be eaten, not left to rot. Do not kill wastefully. Do not take on the shape of beasts. The reason why there is that particular pact is because the Bosmer of old used to be able to shapeshift into different beasts. And that's kind of why they have that part of the treaty. The Green Pact Bosmer are said to attack any who would harm the forest in which they lived, which they call the Green. However, they usually don't mind other races cutting trees down, most notably in the case of the Vineduck Rangers and Wood Orcs in their respective territories, and are known to buy wood from them. The cannibalistic meat mandate of the pact sets them apart religiously from other cultures. The requirements to eat fallen enemies before 3 days pass is perhaps the most shocking part of the pact to outsiders. Though many Bosmers still try to respect the Green Pact, the practice of eating dead enemies diminished by the Second Era and is typically only practiced in the most remote villages. The family members of the warrior who slaughtered the enemy may help him with his meal. Bosmer who honor this facet of the Green Pact typically attempt to prepare themselves before large battles by fasting. Despite its perceived simplicity, the Green Pact doctrinal details can be baffling to outsiders. Its certain aspects are often matters of dispute among the Bosmer. According to the Green Lady, it consists of 2 broad tenets: harm no living plants. Picking up and consumption fallen fruits is not considered a breach of the Green Pact because it's said that they were meant to fall at that point. So it's okay to eat those plants because they're no longer going to grow. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So like you can't basically eat a potato because even though a potato is part of the roots of the plant, you still can't do that because you have to basically pull the plant out of the ground in order to eat the potato. Make sense?
Right, but a fallen fruit was
Is
already going to die.
exactly, so it's acceptable. Dairy products, honey, mushrooms, and insects are generally accepted meals in the Valenwood, and eating them is not considered a breach of the Green Pact by all but the most ultra zealous of Pact Bosmer. The Bosmer allegedly made the Green Pact with Ifray in return for Ifray's patronage and protection. As a result, they use bone, animal, and insect products widely. Imported wood is used when necessary. Rather than drinking conventional liquor made from grain or fruit, the Bosmer consume, and I believe it is announced Jaega, which is fermented pig's milk, and rot meth. Rot meth is made from fermented meat seasoned with thunderbug organs, which takes years to brew and is considered a precious ritual beverage that symbolizes the muscle of the boar, the power of the forest, and the strength of the Bosmer people. No wedding can take place without it. Ifray is believed to have first blessed them with their form, thus their appearance is sacred. So although Bosmer may take the shape of beasts, the pact normally bans this practice. However, the wild hunt is considered a result of the Green Pact. In return for their patronage to Y'ffre, the Bosmer may perform a ritual in dire times that transforms the participants into a horde of wild, shape-shifting beasts, which go on to lay waste to the enemies of the Bosmer. So does that kind of make more sense?
It do. Thank you for the explanation.
My pleasure. And
I
Go ahead.
I do have to get off though because it is 11.
That's totally cool. That's totally cool. I know you asked, so I wanted to make sure I provided a good explanation.
Thank you.
My pleasure. The coolest part about Valenwood is technically Valenwood is a pocket of oblivion.
Oh.
Yep. And while not every race believes in Y'ffre as far as worships Y'ffre, they all know of Y'ffre. Some actually know them as Y'ffre. The reason why I say that is because depending on how Y'ffre wants to present themselves to you, they can be they are generally non-binary, and so they can present themselves as either femme or masc. So that's why Y'ffre versus Y'ffre.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I know, right? It's great. I love it. But yes, go head on to bed. Good night, Rhodes. Good night, Mrs. Rhodes. Have a great night, and I will see y'all tomorrow.
Yep.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo. All right. And as for you, my lovely friends, we are going to be now switching gears, and we are going to be spending the rest of the night. Why, hello, Butters. How are you doing today? Hello. We are going to be spending the rest of the night playing Tales of Arise. That is the plan. That's what we're doing. I can officially change this back to Tales of Arise. I feel terrible. Because it said it for so long. Let's go ahead and update our titles so that way it kind of matches what we're doing right now, because we're no longer going to be playing Elder Scrolls Online. We are now going to be playing Tales of Arise. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and take a few minutes to kind of set everything up for that. You guys hang around. I will be right back, okay? You guys hang out. I'll be back. I promise.
55-60 right now.
Yeah, I'm at 53. Aki, you're the winner twice in a row! Look at you, Aki! Oh my gosh! Yay! Oh my gosh, and Croton did beat Madison. Hold on, I need to clip that. Hold on. Life. At what point will you sit back and go, I've made it? And now, as far as what I mean by I've made it, that's entirely up to you. Just what in your life would constitute as I made it? I know for me, I will, when I can say that, nothing. It lied to me. It said there was stuff in it, and it lied to me. It makes me sad. We got it. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. It's spinning! I can't get it to cooperate. Okay. No, 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 no. Okay. No, no. There we go. No. Oh my gosh. No. tell if a toilet looks sick? How do you tell if a toilet looks sick, Croton? It's flushed. Croton, go to bed. Go to bed, Croton. Go to bed. I'm gonna die. 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 This is a bad idea. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. This is a bad idea. I'm gonna die. Oh my god. I didn't die. Oh, hello.
Who is God's understudy?
Oh yeah, the dog would be also.
Oh,
Time to pick the one you like best.
1000%.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. No.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
That is amazing. Man, that was great. There we go. I think we got all of them. Yep, we did.
What a waste of energy.
You can say that again.
Listen, I get it. You care how you look. But we've got places to...
What is it?
No. Nothing. We've kept Zephyr and the others waiting long enough. We should head back.
Croton! No! I try not to have beef with anyone. Like, and nothing worked. Nothing worked. Not a thing. Not a thing worked. But he comes over and he turns it off and turns it back on and ba-boom, it's working. What? He also proceeded to tell me that there was like apparently a second printer on there which he removed, which was probably what was actually causing my... So horse teeth wear down as they age. You can tell a horse's age by how worn down their teeth are. The saying is saying that if someone gifts you a horse for free, don't look at its mouth. Don't go looking for a flaw in your gift. Be grateful. Oh. ADR, you're hello everyone, hello. That kind of scared me a second. Oh my goodness. I also just realized that that is apparently is like high key broken. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take some time to look at that a little bit deeper to figure out what in the world is going on. But oh my gosh, I'm that kind of high key. It kind of makes me high key miss Lost Ark. I know it's been like forever since we played it, but we need to spend some time and play that. We do. We need to set some time aside so we can play it. But I've got Tales of Arise all loaded up. Oh, you know what I forgot? The guest of honor. We can't forget Huro now, can we? No, we can't. We cannot forget Huro. Huro is the main character here after all. There's no convincing. I know, you know, Shion and Alphen are supposed to be like the main characters, but you know what? No. No. I disagree with that statement. Wholeheartedly disagree with that statement. 100%. But let's go ahead and get into the game. Let's go ahead and do the thing. Let's do the stuff. Let's have the fun. Let's do it all. Yes, let's do it. You didn't see anything. Right? Exactly. Exactly. See, I know you're a good bee. You didn't see anything. Alright, so if you all do not remember, saw nothing. Exactly. Good, Kevin. You saw nothing. I think the reason why I think it did that is because that was my game. I'm on the game scene right now, so it will change between like PlayStation versus computer, and I think it was trying to do that.
Are you just going to keep standing around or what?
Sorry,
Yes,
I'm just getting prepped up.
we need
for
to
here.
do an intro, Shion. Oh my goodness. So, if you all don't remember, we did a lot. We did a lot. We saw a lot, we did a lot. It was crazy. It was absolutely insane. Like 10 to 1 insane. So we were on Lenegus, if you guys don't remember. We were on Lenegus. We then decided to go to the Forbidden Zone. And we said, hey, what's going on here in the Forbidden Zone? And we said, hey, we're going to find out. And we were able to discover all of our memories. We uncovered the truth about everything. And we said, okay, you know what? This is it. This is it. End of the road. We're going to go to see what's going on. We're going to go directly, and we're going to go to essentially the homeworld of the Renas, and we're gonna go see what's up, and we're gonna say, hey, how you doing? Stop your stuff. Not today, my friend, not today. So we said, okay, not today indeed, and we said, let's go. And then, oh no, the woman in red said, oh no you don't, you're not doing that today, and decided nope, and sent us back to Lenegus. That is right. We were sent back to Lenegus. Oh. So the red woman interferes with the Fallenez. I cannot talk today. Apparently, we've already been through this. We understand. Rani cannot talk today. Not the point. Placing in an unfamiliar void where the party witnessed firsthand the extreme lengths Rena will go in order to harvest Dana's astral energy. Before long, a mysterious force draws them into an enormous structure of unknown origin, which we believe is Lenegus. But we are here. We are going to find out what in the world is going on. What's going to happen?
Boo!
Ah! What the? Are you out of your mind?
Gosh.
This isn't the time for games, Rinwell.
It's always
Oh,
time for
come on.
games.
How am I supposed to resist with you looking all jittery like that?
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation. You ought to try it sometime.
Yeah, but seeing you act all nervous, you're making me start to feel nervous too.
Oh, sorry.
Staying alert is
Manuel.
important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment. Try to strike a balance.
And there comes Mom. Mom to the rescue. Alright, let's check this place. Oh, and another cutscene.
I still can't get over what we saw happening outside the starship.
Yeah, our planet's really not doing too hot right about now.
No, it's not.
I've only ever seen Rena from the surface of Dana, so I figured it was just another round planet like ours.
Guess not.
Still though, I never would have imagined Rena actually looked like that. And what's the deal with that giant flower coming out of it?
Beats me. I have
I think it's
absolutely
more
no
so
clue.
like a
It's
satellite
so
versus a
surreal.
flower.
It looks like a broken egg or something.
Rena and Dana. We were taught that both worlds were spherical bodies that floated amongst the stars in the heavens. But to think that they lied to us not only about the Sovereign and the Crown contest, but also the form of our own planet.
Dohalim.
Okay.
To be fair, I had an ex-boyfriend that lied to me about everything, from like the biggest things to the smallest things. Like, I'm talking to the point of he lied to me about where he was born. Lied to me about that. I ended up finding out the truth from his mom, but still he lied to me about every single solitary thing he had ever told me. And I didn't even find out the full extent of the lie until years later when we weren't even together anymore. Like, I just seen his mom one day, and I struck up a conversation with her and started telling her about some of the things that he had said, and one thing led to another, and ended up finding out, yeah, he lied about everything to me. It wasn't anything that came out of his mouth that was not a lie. Which then, of course, you know, a young Rani sat there and thought, wow, did he even lie, like, in our relationship together? Like, in that regard? Like, it had Rani feeling a lot of big feelings at the time. So I can 100% believe that they would lie, even about the shape of their planet. 100%.
Who's the wise guy that summoned us here? Someone formidable enough to bring our starship along with us.
They must be here somewhere. Let's find them.
That beam of light joining Dana and Rena. It was the Renan side that it first came from, right?
That's what it looked like.
I
And
think
then
so.
the Danon side responded.
Perhaps it was some kind of directive from the Renan homeworld? To
Maybe.
reawaken the Wedge and Lenegis?
Which would mean that whoever's behind all this is on Rena after all. But what are they after? Is it really worth going through all this trouble just to steal Dana's energy?
Try to stay calm. With so many factors we don't understand, dwelling on it won't get us anywhere.
Good point.
What is it?
No, it's just... Zephyr once told me the same thing.
Aww.
So much for me making progress, huh?
You made it this far, didn't you? You notice
Hey, that's a
something,
lot
you
of
change it.
progress.
That's all anyone can do. But you can't stand still in the meantime.
Alright, so plants. Okay. Oh my, I think we're actually on Rena. I think we're on Lenegis. I think we're on Rena. Central level? Upper level? Well, let's go to the central level. We're on the lower level right now. We are going to explore. Oh, wait, are we supposed to be here? Holy cow. Is there nothing around here? I keep wondering if I shouldn't just go to the upper level then, maybe? Ah, okay. That's fine. It's not acceptable. That's totally okay. Alright, well, let's go. What is this? What is this?
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
It does, doesn't it?
Huh? What's that?
Wait, is that a person? Why are you making a noise? Why are you opening?
A red woman in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a trap?
Why are they moving? Oh boy.
It doesn't look like it can move.
Oh?
Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
It talks?
It can talk.
What are you?
Hevrect 35.
A bot?
Hevrect 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
What is this place? No, wait, before that, just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you mean,
Great
serve?
Spirit.
Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
Whoa, what's going on?
What did you do to us?
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any way.
Oh, okay. I don't like the fact that you just examined my
Identifiers
body.
detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Wait, what?
Oh, goody. More riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not, it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
Okay. I have 1,000,003 questions.
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helganquil.
What is that?
The Red Women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helganquil?
You are on Dake Phasol, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's Great Spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan.
Why?
As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
A question. What is this great spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The Great Astral Spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
That confirms everything
Just like
we know.
Dana.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it without question throughout the ages.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this great spirit be the true sovereign of Rena?
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole time, just like these things.
Dana's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
Yeah, but...
Let's assume that what Hevrect 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Okay.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's Great Spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegis are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy. And the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state. As a result, it has turned its attention toward Dana.
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
Indeed. And it was to that end that we Helganquil devised the crown contest. Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegis was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renaissalma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling's success. However, recreating the Renaissalma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
This is all happening because of me.
But we would have been wiped
Nevertheless,
out then.
you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, Hevrecht 35?
If you didn't.
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
What is
A
that?
request? But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
I'm sorry.
Did you just ask us to
Excuse
kill your
me?
master?
I did. It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
What makes you say that?
Lenegis has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning? That...
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world? To free you, Helganquil, from under its control? Why?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize. As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
Vengeance?
Vengeance? For what?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean... you're dying?
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits Dake Faisal.
Hey! Hey!
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's take a look around.
Well, what else is here? Who else is here? What else is here? It seems to manage Hevrecht's 35's condition. Lots of vital sign stats are displayed. These are a lot of hard truths. Absolutely.
You can't seriously be buying anything that creature told us, right? I mean, it's practically blackmailing us into doing its dirty work.
But I mean, it's in our
To
best
be honest,
interest.
the conversation went on for so long, I'm not sure I understood all of it. How about you, Dohalim? Were you able to follow it at all?
At the very least, everything it said about the Renan Great Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, this whole chain of events comes back to astral energy. That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dana, I suspect I would find its story much more difficult to believe.
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dana completely destroyed.
But why? Astral energy is supposed to be a force that creates and shapes the world.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if we're up against an entire world or what its game is. We're not going to let it destroy Dana.
Absolutely
Right.
not.
There is one other thing that concerns me.
What's that?
How the Great Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long plan is clear enough. But what about the Renans? How do they factor into all this?
Oh my gosh.
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevric 35 never even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helganquil,
Am I about
we
to
never did
confirm
find
the
out
theory
just
that
what
I've
they
been
are either.
secretly thinking?
Maybe it had a reason for keeping it silent. Or perhaps there's even more going on. Maybe the others will shed more light on the matter. Let's find out.
Okay, so I've been high-key, like, well, low-key, I guess I should say, thinking about this possible thing, as far as this theory of mine from all of this. I'm wondering if the Renas are actually Danans, but maybe they were taken a long time ago, and now at this point they're no longer considered Danans because they haven't been on Dana for so long. But what if they're actually just Danans? And they just think that they're better because they've been told that they've been better. Because they're Rena now. Keep playing. I'm going, I promise. But that's been a theory of mine that I've been thinking about for a while. Upper level? Yeah, well, you can go to the upper level now. Granted, I could be wrong, but... Am I? Oh! Oh, it's so beautiful! Oh, I know that is such a heartbreaking sight to see in the distance. But not taking that into account. Look at how beautiful it is. I feel like this is exactly what it would look like if you were at an International Space Station. Oh, it's so beautiful. Too bad I never became a space wizard to travel amongst the stars. Okay, so clearly this is not the place to go. Where else are we supposed to go? Who are the others? Are they in the lower level then? Like what I originally thought? Who's in here? Oh!
Who are they?
Renas?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
The humans?
Are you a Renan?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Okay, that throws off my theory.
The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
Subjects? Wait, are you the rulers?
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevric 35 when he mentioned that Overseer.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dana and Rena, do you?
Exactly what he
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here.
Okay, let's start with you.
Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift. so I can talk until then.
Please, tell us what you know about the Helganquill.
You mean the Overseer's species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
What do you know?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
From
Are you
Rena?
sure about that?
Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the first place.
I was
Excuse
right?
me?
Oh, I thought the Overseer explained everything.
Apparently not.
Please, tell us more.
Well, in a nutshell, the Renans were originally created from Danans by the Helganquill.
I knew it! I was right!
But if that's
I was
true,
right!
then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
There aren't, but there are Helganquill. That's what the name literally means in their language, people of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It
I
was
was
a way
right.
to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helganquill are on the verge of extinction, yes? In essence, we were created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they all die. They gathered Danans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there. That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Danans that the Helganquill kidnapped?
Wait, that explains why almost nobody can use Astro Arts on Dana now.
Helganquill technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries. They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert into their bodies and—
Enough! You needn't tell us anymore.
How can you speak so calmly about all of this?
I guess I can see how, when viewed in a certain light, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me,
they are grotesque.
I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance. If it meant their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, then so be it. Anyway, the Helganquill are the real Renans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal. They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the two planets. I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see.
I'm sick.
Thanks for filling us in.
I was
Does
right.
he really expect us to believe that Renans never truly existed? How absurd.
Dohalim.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all, some new revelation smacks us in the face.
Then let's hope this is our last revelation for a while.
I was right. 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 I can't believe I was right. I was right. I was right in my theory. I was right. Oh my god, I was right. That's why I said keep playing. Oh boy.
Have you guys lived up here in Dig Faisal with Hevrek 35 for a long time?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegus from the outside.
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've been working for Hevrek 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
What do you mean?
The Helganquill have the technology to cloak themselves around us Renans. As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
That makes sense.
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, The type of cloaking they use is primarily achieved through mechanical means. In addition, they also used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected. It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict. I have to imagine that's how Lenegis is still run.
But aren't the Helganquil themselves controlled by the Great Spirit? If so, why aren't Renans affected by it in the same way?
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquil, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
You act like
should
this
not
didn't
even
affect you
threat us.
personally. If I was you, I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Hevrek 35 has clearly ceased concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lenegis? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or purge us outright. After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to simply stay here and watch everything unfold instead. Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further. That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on, though.
Thank you for answering our questions.
I don't even know what to think. It appears to maintain a constant monitoring to ensure nothing approaches that as
Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Yes. It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner! However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied. The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans and Helganquil that day.
good.
For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana, and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
Causing
And the crown
millions of
contest
people to
began.
die.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps. A new Sovereign had to be made as well. It was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
What about the flower that sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Hevrek 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes, and yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
Clearly not well.
It feels like our whole world has been turned upside down. Is there anything we know that's still true at this point?
Seriously, I'm still trying to process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helganquil, let alone the Sovereign and Maiden stuff.
Let's take a moment to gather ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but I think it's fair to say that we've found the answers we've been looking for. Does everyone agree?
Agreed. Though I'll admit that I never expected it to all boil down to Rena's great spirit being behind everything.
Everything that's happened, everything we've endured, it's all because of astral energy.
And to get that energy, the Great Spirit took control of the Helganquil. Then the Helganquil created the Renans, who went on to invade and rule over the Danans.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well is likely because they were originally Danans all along.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much, even. We should probably take it easy and rest our minds a bit. Why don't we all take some time to think things over before we decide on our next move?
That's a good idea, Kisara.
Very good
If the Renan Great Spirit really is behind all this, then we've got a really big fight ahead of us. Because it's not just Dana on the line, but Rena too. If we're going to do this, we need to be completely sure of ourselves. So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should be okay. You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's minds too.
Sounds good. Let's go find them.
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah, let's hit up each spot.
I still can't even halfway believe what I'm hearing. Like, I know that's insane that I was right. I was right.
Everything we thought we knew. It was all just a fabrication that the Red Women, that the Helganquil made up.
Right. Assuming we can believe anything that Hevrek 35 has told us, that is.
Well,
I can
if the
safely
names are
believe it.
anything to go by, it's possible the Helganquil could be behind the fruits of Helgen too.
But if Hevrek 35 was telling the truth, and this was all just one massive lie, does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not. I think it just means we've lost our foothold for now. That's all.
Really? Well then, if we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to find another. All of us together. And if we can't find one, then we'll make a new one. End of story.
Here we go.
Make one, huh? I see. Right then. Count me in.
See what everybody else says. Wow. Crazy. More people. They weren't here originally. The spirit channeling plan will soon finally conclude as the Overseer reaches the end of his lifespan. After going into hibernation countless times to date, it's been a long time coming, to say the least. What are we going to do once the project is over and there's nothing left for us to research? We'll always keep observing as long as there are things out there worth watching. Once our time is up, whenever it is, we shall return to nothing. It's a fitting fate for the station and its inhabitants after being cast out into the cosmos. You found me collapsed again and helped me back up. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks to you, I can continue about my research. Did the Renans on Lenegus lose control of their Zugals? I suppose it's plausible. What with all the astral energy flowing through the place. So you found out Renans are all Denons. Yes, I did. And my theory was right. my theory was right. 100% right. And while that fills me with joy, it also at the same time, like, throws me off completely. In which case, the arts that were keeping them in line must have been disrupted. I doubt it was otherwise the work of the Great Spirit. I agree, it's hard to believe that such a massive conscious could deliberately conceive and then carry out such a localized phenomenon. These are Daik visual construction plans showing a central elevator shaft and multiple circular areas.
You both seem awfully calm.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Rinwell? That whole talk about the Renans looked like it shook you up a bit.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Danon mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is. But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Danons again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dana anymore, right?
That's true.
I know it's not as simple as all that, but Danons probably won't be so quick to let their guards down. And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't
Very
surprise
likely.
me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah. I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Danon and a mage to help bring both sides together.
Rinwell.
That great spirit worries me too, though. Dana's will feels so warm and inviting. So why is Rena's will trying to destroy our entire planet?
Now that you mention it, Everett 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
Maybe. But regardless, at the end of the day, Dana's still our home. There's no way we can let it be destroyed.
We won't. We'll keep it safe no matter what.
100%. I hope there comes a day when mages are just like anybody else in Dana.
Are you just going to keep standing around or what?
Sorry, I'm just getting prepped over here.
Oh, it's you two. Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
I haven't seen him yet.
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all, but he looked like he was taking it really hard earlier.
What do you think
Imagine
about
he
everything we've
was.
learned? About the Renans and the Great Spirit and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster, but with a mind and will of its own. But if that thing's hellbent on trying to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is stop it. As for the Renans, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
How so?
Coexistence between Danons and Renans in Menancia is still a work in progress. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans. So, to be told that they're like us, that they're actually just like us is, well, I guess it's a little deflating, to be honest.
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helgan Quill and the Great Spirit are the ones who are responsible.
Yes.
But at the same time, I realize that not every Danon is necessarily going to believe that either.
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Danons have against the Renans is long, and understandably so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same, yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
Even just among the Danons, I'm sure there'll be some who emerge with power and some who won't. I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we have.
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very real pain and suffering.
Right. Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario, it might lead to even more people getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace each other's pain, in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true. Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else. And now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that, first we need to make sure our planet isn't going to get wiped out.
For real. So the people I used to play with in New World aren't gonna be on tomorrow. Do you want to try ESO? Absolutely, Kevin. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Now to think about how we can all embrace each other's pain, as you put it. Wait, was this area open? Hold on. I don't remember this area being open before. To be honest.
I still can't believe it, man.
You're not the only one still trying to make sense of all this. Believe me.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
It was really that bad for you?
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
100%. Like our
Fam,
girlfriend.
I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad, and running away from the truth. That was no way to live. And I've tried to stay strong, my way. But all this talk about other races and the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons, but I never really opened up to anyone about them. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what I should do or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really important. I just had to open up and listen.
In other words, if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about. Yeah, I think you're right.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about, all I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me, to fight for them. That's good enough, right?
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive. Law, you know you're strong enough to fight, and you're strong enough to protect the people you care about. Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
Wait. So, could her thorns actually be the Great Spirit? And that's why she has visions of the end of the world? I'll leave the big boy, tricky stuff to you and do what I can on my end to help. The overseer will, in all likelihood, remain with us for the time being, as its vital signs can continue to show as stable. Despite their appearance, their biology is surprisingly close to us. Isn't that just utterly fascinating? So, biologically, they're the same. Dahalim, I am waiting to do you last. I wonder, are Danans still not given surnames of their own? As crude of a tactic as it is, it's nonetheless an effective subjugation tool. But I suppose we aren't all that different, though. Grant. Oh, lordy. Grandiose sounding. Ours are simply a means to identify an individual's formative background. Barring the unforeseen developments that took place on Melanigus, everything has gone quite smoothly. Even if we were to notice such aberrations for ourselves, we would likely ignore them, as it's not our policy to, as observers, to interfere. It seems that when Lennigus was activated, no consideration was made for the safety of those in the residential quarter. Not that it matters. Once the plan is complete, Lennigus will serve no purpose. It's only logical there would be more pressing concerns instead. They don't care. The Overseer must be so pleased to be able to witness the transformation of Dana before it passes on.
I apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade away in mere seconds.
Even I'm still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather elaborate one. I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shion. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
Well, to say the least. But enough about me. I'm not concerned for myself. What concerns me is all of the other Renans out there.
When you say the other Renans, you mean the ones that are living on Lennigus or Dana, right?
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating Dana, our problems will still remain. Putting aside the untold state that Rena may be in, if we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard about where it is that we wish to return to.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on Lennigus, or come down to Dana, huh? And right now, Lennigus might not even be a safe option.
And at the same time, Danans are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open arms. If the issue is forced, things could turn dire. There is, after all, 3 centuries worth of hatred to overcome between us. And the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us Renans. Our own circumstances as the aggressors are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so down about people reconciling.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks. Still, even now, there remain ardent dissidents.
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope to achieve on Lennigus, after this is all over?
Indeed. I have fully accepted the burden of that responsibility. In that regard, I remain determined. On that note, I have something of a favor to ask of you, Alphen.
What's that?
Oh? What is it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator so that the Renans can live on Dana peaceably. As the one and only Blazing Sword, I suspect the Danans may listen to what you have to say when problems arise.
And I take it that you'll be the one to represent the Renans?
Yes. I realize that I'm asking quite a lot of you.
I think that's
However,
a perfect thing.
The fact of the matter is that it will take time for Renans to re-enter Danan society without any bloodshed. That is why.
You're the same as ever, Dohalim.
The good
Is
thought.
it too much?
No,
good plan.
Relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking for a favor. Listen, there's no need for that. We're friends.
Aw, Alpha.
You're too kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again, this time just as friends. Alphen, will you help me?
Yes,
You don't
yes,
even
a
need to
million
ask.
times yes.
Of course I will.
Thank you, my friend.
Why do I feel like I just got engaged?
Well, it sounds like everyone's learning from their past and using it to create a better future for everyone.
What about you, Shion? How do you feel about the origin of the Renans?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Renan in the literal sense, but I've never really felt like one of them. Right now, it's kind of a mystery.
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. Not if or when, but how. I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dana. I mean, how could I have? It's been going on for 300 years. All this tragedy and destruction. When you consider the Helganquil's part in all this, it's been even longer than that. It was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it before it was too late.
300 years
How
later.
it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call is a mystery.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed. She considered me, a Danan, as a real person. And she very much cherished her own people, too. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved, just so they could go back to hurting each other. Oh, maybe this is what she meant.
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, about all that stuff like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain and suffering.
Yeah.
She said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most, thanks to these thorns.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain. But if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other. I'm there with you, Shion. I too want to protect the world we live in, and all the people we care about. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live, and that's the honest truth.
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dana's still in danger.
100%.
I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion.
You're saying there's a chance?
I think so.
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
While the main body resides in Rena.
Shion.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's Great Spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
I was right about that too.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
Are you thinking
And we
about
only know
trying to
about the Thorns connection thanks to
bring
Naori.
someone else in? Who would you want to bring in?
Hevric 35 has been observing the great astral spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
Let's do it.
Our minds are...
So if the Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lenegis, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renaissance stolen, Lenegis is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to now.
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for, then you're discarded like you're nothing? Who the hell do they think they are?
More importantly, who do they think we are? We might not even factor into their list of concerns.
I just hope everyone on Lenegis is safe.
Worst comes to worst, Lenegis is equipped with a large number of starships the people can escape in. As long as the whole satellite doesn't suddenly explode or something, they should be fine.
Wait, explode?
In any case, if we're truly going to make a difference, it's on Rena we're needed, not Lenegis. The people there will be fine, I'm sure of it.
Right.
Well, let's go see what he wants. Alright, spill your beans.
Do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather,
No?
its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the great spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience, and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renis Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renis Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, Your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the Great Spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
What are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die, that we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational. It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the Great Astral Spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
No.
Wait. Naori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns can be neutralized by placing them in it.
So putting everything inside
If so,
of it?
can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renis Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the Great Astral Spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony. Considering that the Renis Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed, I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alphen.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renis Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegis.
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
So right in the middle of that giant flower, then.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Hevrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar, is all. Fix our starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me. The end result shall be the same. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Man, is it too much to ask for Hevrek 35 to talk like a normal person? I swear I can feel my brain starting to fry after listening to all that complicated stuff.
Get
Don't
ready
worry.
for some
I think we're
fails.
mostly done with him. Now all we have to
Should
do is rest up and
we-
wait. Once the Fall Knights is good to go again, we'll be taking off for Rena right away.
Should we wait to do this until tomorrow or now? Kevin, I'll let you be the one to decide.
Is the Renis Alma really our only hope against the Great Spirit? There has to be another way, right?
all
Shion's
cutscenes?
Fire
Okay.
Master Core was
Give it
able
like
to
15
suppress
minutes, it's all
astral
cutscenes?
energy
Okay.
to prevent it
Then
from
we'll do it
gaining
now.
sentience, right? Couldn't we make use of that somehow?
I'm not sure. In small doses, maybe. And with the amount of energy we're talking about here.
Back in Calaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy. If it has the capacity to manage that, it can do this, right?
Except after it absorbed the energy, it ended up releasing it all moments later, remember? Let's not forget, it nearly killed you. Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not a paltry vessel. Even if I could use the Master Core, your body wouldn't be able to take the strain of channeling that much energy.
Hevrek 35 didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details. So assuming it's even possible, the chances are slim to none.
You're probably right.
Alright, well, let's go rest real fast. Actually, we have enough food. We can do it. It'll take some time to completely repair your starship. I suggest that you all get some rest in the interior. We'll rest. Rest one more time. Oh. I'm glad we rested.
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
Means you can be with her and it's totally
The
okay.
fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Danans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on, don't you?
I'm marrying you.
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
With you by my side.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
Because
I'm
I
no
love
saint.
you.
I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives. Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. there were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Danans.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Renans and Danans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
Let's start with me.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
I agree.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more? That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost.
Oh, so...
Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
With me.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Kiss, 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 no! He's so cute.
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle. So I wanted to apologize while I can.
Apologize? For what?
I was being real stupid before, about whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that. I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
You... what?
Really?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dana's astral energy inside us...
Yeah, maybe...
Hevrick 35 might know the answer. But, you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become. So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Ah.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will, well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind. Nothing.
Stop,
Just forget
stop,
about
stop, stop, stop.
No, what were you saying?
it. Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were
No,
thinking?
that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
He likes you. Oh.
You sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Xion?
Same as you, still trying to absorb everything.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana? All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Yes.
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
I don't think so.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
Yeah?
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do.
Don't you dare.
Like Hevrick 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renis Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
Absolutely not. No. No, no, no,
It's
no,
true
no.
the blazing sword may not have
No.
the strength of
No,
the
no, no,
Renis
no, no.
Alma. But it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
No. Absolutely not. No.
You
No, no,
can't
no, no,
be
no.
serious. Have you forgotten everything that
Listen,
we've...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Danans alike.
No.
We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second guess ourselves when the time comes.
I will not.
I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere.
No.
I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Nope. 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 No. No.
Okay.
Say no. No!
But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion. I'm going to fight this until the very end. I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Shion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah,
No.
it's a promise.
No. No, it is not. I crossed my fingers. It's not a promise. I'm not doing it. No. 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 I crossed my fingers. You see them? They're right here. I didn't cross them.
The first time you touched me.
No.
My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before. But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because Shion,
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yeah, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dana and Rena.
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a
I do what I want, Kevin.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Faisal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrek 35 a break.
Peeping
It has been
Tom.
stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Oh,
wait.
buddy.
Should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Yeah.
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand.
Yes, I love her.
All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
Oh, my Rani heart. Oh, my Rani heart. Now we can stop for the night. Oh my goodness. I said it before, you will cry at the end of this. I swear to the good Lord, Kevin, if anything happens to the two of them, no. For good or for bad, you have to finish to find out. No, I don't. I don't have to do anything. I can just stay here and everything will be fine. It will be fine for all eternity. If I don't do anything.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
You want to see Rena, don't you? I do. I do. I do want to see Rena. I want to kick this great spirit's buttocks. That's so pretty, though. I'd love that as, like, my wallpaper. High key. If anything happens to them, Kevin, I'm telling you right now, you owe me 3 days of play. 3 days. A game, 3 days. 3 days of gameplay. 3 days. Wow, it's a complete wasteland.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
Apparently.
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Then this must be the hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
It's a parasite.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
Yes.
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
Rena. Oh.
So this is Rena. This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dana suffer the same fate. Ever.
This is a very long and hard dungeon, if you would. Don't know if you'll be able to do it in one final stream. Okay, well, it's... Unless you have like 3 to 4 hours straight, barring deaths. Okay, well then I think we'll go ahead and end stream off here then, since that's the case. I cannot be up until 1 o'clock in the morning. I can't. So, looks like, my friends, looks like this is where we are going to stop for today. And we are gonna go ahead and continue this next time. Even next stream, I don't know you'll be able to finish it in one stream unless you really go ham on it. Okay. Well, I mean, you and I have ESO to play tomorrow, so that's not gonna happen, Kevin. Sorry, it's not gonna happen. We're not doing it tomorrow. So. Oh, is my thing doing that thing again? It is. There's a slight delay in it. Why does nobody tell me these things? You guys are terrible. Hold on. I can fix it. I can fix it. Okay, there we go. So, this is where we're gonna end stream for the night. We're playing ESO tomorrow with Kevin and most likely Rhodes. So there is that, and I'm super excited for that. Thank you all for hanging out with me. It's been an absolute pleasure playing tonight. We started with Elder Scrolls Online. We were playing with Rhodes and getting him leveled up. We are this close away from reaching level 50 ourselves. Is there a server I have to join and play with you? No, just mine. Just mine. We'll go in there and we'll go into the voice channel and we'll play through there. And that's just kind of what will happen at that point. But it has been such an amazing night playing with you all. Let me tell you, you guys have been great. So, I love you all to the heck of moon and back. I hope you guys all like the new stream alerts that I worked on today. They're not done yet, per se. I mean, when I go to create my character, there's no servers like Lost Ark. Oh, it's one giant server. Yeah, basically, just make sure you're on the North American server. Like, that's it. That's it. There's no, like, you know, server within servers within servers. It's just one big server. We're all in the North American server. If you want me to, before stream, I can kind of walk you through that. If you want, we could definitely talk about that tomorrow. Because I am high-key tired. It's 1 a.m. So, and Croton is poor lug. He's snoring back there. But to all of my friends on YouTube, thank you all. You guys have been amazing beings to hang out and play with today. To all of my wonderful on Twitch, thank you all for coming and hanging out with me tonight. It's been super fun. Tomorrow, like I said, we're doing Elder Scrolls Online. We're going to be playing that for the whole stream. We're doing nothing but Elder Scrolls Online. You all are stuck with me. Oh, wait, I was just thinking. Oh, no, Kevin. Do you have a PlayStation? I didn't think about this until right this second. Because Elder Scrolls Online is not crossplay. Oh, no. Oh no, Kevin. It's not cross-play. You can only play with the PC people. Oh no. Oh, Kevin, see if you can get your money back. Oh no, I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, granted, yes, I'm going to be eventually transferring to PC, but it's not anytime soon. Oh my gosh. Okay. No worries, though. No worries. I completely forgot. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Didn't open it once so I can get my money back. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Please get your money back, Kevin. I feel so bad. Oh my gosh. No, it's not. That is like my one biggest gripe about Elder Scrolls Online is the fact that it is just not in any way, shape, or form crossplay. Like, it really burns my bridges that it is not crossplay. So when I play it on stream, I'm physically playing it through my PlayStation. Oh my gosh. Oh, but I'm at least thankful you're able to get your money back. We will find a game to play, Kevin. I promise we will. Well, even if that means I have to go back to Lost Ark, that's totally okay. I do not mind. Because I'm kind of high-key missing it. So there's that. There's that. And I'll even concede. I'll even join you. I'll even go to the server that you're on. So there is that. But like I said, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Let's see who we can spread our love to, because that's what we do here. We've done so much in the game. I cannot even fathom. So who is streaming? Ooh, let's go say hi to Rachel. Oh. Oh my gosh, Kraken! Oh, no, what? Never mind. We're gonna go see Kraken. We're gonna absolutely go see Kraken. 100%, we're gonna go see Kraken. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this party going. Let's go ahead and say hi to Kraken. To all of my wonderful subbies out there who are hanging out with me on Twitch, this is going to be your raid message. To all of my non-subbies out there, this is going to be your raid message. And I will see you guys all tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? I love you all to the heck of moon and back. Let's go say hi to Kraken, get some extra comfy cozy before bed. But again, I love you all. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, my love. Bye. Goodbye.